Let's create this sound. Let's get started with the default preset. So I'm going to change this from basic waveforms to something else. Let's go Pigments 3 category, and I'm going to select something that is going to give us a bit of an organ sound, and I know that this IO will work. Double click. Perfect. I'm going to add another sound here, so we're going to turn on Engine 2, and instead of this grand piano I'm going to select a marimba. So let's click this title, going for the first one, marimba, double click. And let's turn off Engine 1. So it's way too loud. I'm going to dial it back, turn on Engine 1. And let's play a little bit with this filter here. So I'm going to automate that. So we do it in Pigments very easily, clicking the plus, and we'll assign envelope to just about 40% here. And we'll get this starting point, the cutoff, way down. But this attack is way too fast, so I'm going to set this to something slower. And we'll adjust the cutoff a little bit later. Let's add a bit of resonance. This will give us a bit of a boost around the cutoff point. And I'm going to use the same envelope for the position. So I'm going to click the plus and set this all the way. The position will start at 0. Now I'm going back to Engine 2 and I'm going to set the filter mix to go into the second filter. I'm going to turn it on. And let's have a bit of release here. And let's set the release of the overall envelope, the VCA envelope. This will be the envelope that controls the overall sound. So by getting this release to be slower, it means that when I lift my fingers off the keyboard, the sound will fade away slower. And I think what we need now is a bit of effect. So I'm going into effects and I'm going to the first channel here, FXA, and let's just change that one to chorus, and this one we're going to change into flanger. Now I'm going to sync them to our host, and same goes for this flanger. But we need some reverb, so I'm going into the aux channel here. We already have a reverb. I just need to set the send. So it sounds great, but we need something else. So I'm going back to the synth here, going into Engine 1, and we have Unison. So the Unison right now is at classic mode. I'm going to set it to chord, get some more voices. Let's start with 4 and set the chord to major. Great. So if you want to adjust anything like the cutoff point, resonance, or anything like that, feel free. That's really up to you, getting creative. So what we can do is we can click this plus here and set this with M1, which means that we are assigning macro 1 to this resonance. And you can double click here and just write res. Now, if it's too much, we can dial it back a bit. And the same goes for any other parameter. You can, for example, take this release time here and click the plus, go to M2, again, all the way. You can start with that. Let's name this release. And see what happens. We can start very short. And that's pretty much it.